And good morning. Welcome to our yoga practice this morning on this auspicious day, Christmas Eve. I hope this finds you well. And I want to really thank AARP Virgin Islands for continuing to take care of seniors, advocating for their well-being. They're an amazing organization. If you're not familiar with them, check them out. Go onto their website and see all the amazing things that they offer. Most people know of them through their insurance, their term life insurance, but honestly, they do so much more. And they're becoming extremely active in this community here in the Virgin Islands. And so grateful that they reached out to us at Breathe, St. Thomas, the yoga studio here in St. Thomas, currently closed thanks to COVID-19, but hopefully soon will reopen. And it's thanks to them reaching out to us at Breathe that I found myself here, getting to do what I love the most, sharing yoga. It's one class at a time, one practice, one student, many students. It's all fabulous. So, great way to start a day. And I hope this class is a benefit. It's going to be a gentle yoga class, but of course gentle might mean one thing to me and another thing to you. So the invitation is always to come at it with curiosity, willingness to explore what happens in a moment, no critique, no judgment, no ego at all, right? It's a willingness to just look at what is, be in the present moment. And it's a very breath-centered practice. And in fact, as we pay attention to our breath, we are able to stay super present. And that's grounding, right? That's stabilizing. And a grounded body helps us to ground the nervous system into our parasympathetic nervous system so that we can downregulate it. So many of us these days are living in our sympathetic nervous system, fight, flight, or freeze. And it's really important that we find ways, and it may not be yoga, it may be many other things, but ways that allow you to settle down, get into your body, and start to live a little bit in your parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. So that's for me what yoga is all about. And we use the postures and the poses as a portal for us to find our way to that place for our sympathetic nervous system, so that the mind and the heart can feel some harmony, some comfort, some ease with ourselves in the world. Otherwise, I could go and do any kind of exercise class, right? Or I could go running. But to me, yoga offers that, and that's something magical. So, I hope it's a benefit. If you have blocks or props of any kind, anything that will help you bring the earth up to meet you where you are, they're great, right? Because again, loving kindness, you're able to put yourself in a position, get all the benefit up, but without hurting yourself, by being appropriate with your body, okay? So anything you can find. I'm sitting on a bolster. You may have cushions or pillows around the place, and yeah, feel free to grab them and have them close at hand. Okay, so we're going to begin seated. So I invite you to just sit down. Now it could be on a chair, okay, or it could be on a bolster or a couple of pillows. But take a seat and sit yourself down and just be comfortable, right, in whatever comfortable position feels like for you. And close the eyes. Just start doing a little scan through your body and noticing how it's feeling this morning. Okay, little scan through your body, noticing how it's feeling this morning. And then as you notice that perhaps you're tight in the neck and the shoulders, that's very often where we're tight. Perhaps you're tight in the hips, perhaps sitting cross-legged or whichever way you're sitting is not comfortable. Perhaps you can shift your legs so that you can find a sense of comfort there. Just notice these things. Don't judge or critique them, or hate them or love them. Just notice. And then lastly, begin to draw your attention to your breath. And the idea here is, as the mind wanders, which it will, just bring it back. Acknowledge that wandering. That's what the mind does. No big deal. But then bring the attention gently back to just this next breath. Like one breath at a time. Your natural breath. And what all can you feel sensorially about this thing called this breath? Notice everything you can about just this one breath. And hopefully, and you can feel free to open your eyes, hopefully what that's done is that's given you an opportunity to sort of anchor yourself into the present moment. Just sink in your body, give your mind a bit of a rest by just giving it one simple thing to focus on, and perhaps you felt something shift in that moment. I hope so. That's kind of the beginning of what mindfulness is all about, mindful living is all about, meditation is all about. There's a beautiful quietness to that, and a resilience for how to face the challenges that we're facing in our journey to be human. All right, so we're going to start with just stretching to open up class this morning. I like to begin class with an Om, the first sound of the cosmos, sound of the universe. So beginning with your hands in prayer, if you're joining me for this, and we inhale deeply for Om. Om Tat Sat. All right, then let's warm up. On an exhale, we're basically doing a seated cat. Belly back to spine, shoulders round, chin to chest. Inhale, reach it on up. That's a seated cow. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. 3 more, flowing this with your breath now. And come back to a neutral spine. Begin to walk the hands and fingers forward. Mine are coming forward to my reindeer. And if you guys can see my reindeer, my favorite Christmas decoration. So we're bringing the heart and chest down towards the earth, okay? We're not rounding the shoulders and pulling the spine back, rounding the back. We're trying to come forward with a flat back. And we can feel quite a lot of sensation through the hip flexor. There's a whole lot of stuff in there. Piriformis, SI joint. And it can be a very tight area in the body. Also a place where women particularly store a lot of their emotional baggage. Just breathe and feel the sensation. If it's too much, you come back off your edge. If you're just feeling sensation, can you sit with it? Can you be with it? Can you be still with it? Not pain, just sensation. You don't do any pain. And with a flat back, push yourself back on up. Reach the hands behind you, fingers away from the body. Lift the heart, widen through the pecs. Shoulders away from the ears. Let the neck be free and clear. And just let the head be where it feels best for you. Breathe. Forward navel back to spine, always protecting the core. Come on back up. Reach the right arm out to the side. Big inhale with the left arm up. And take it over to the right for a side bend. If you have a block close at hand, a great idea to perhaps bring the earth up to meet you here, so that maybe the forearm can rest on the block, as opposed to trying to get the forearm down on the ground. 3 breaths. What can you feel? We keep encouraging you to get out of your mind and into the somatic experience. Inhale, engage through the core. Come on up and exhale for the other side. Noticing already one side so different than the other, right? Inhale, take it back up. And then let's do a gentle twist to one side. Keeping the back long and tall. So it's a spinal twist, but at the same time, it's also a movement and a shift with the organs that are in the belly. We're shifting everything over to the right or the left if you went that way first. Aiming to lift that torso that is twisted also up so that the body becomes light. It's like the torso is just dancing upon the lower body, very light. And let's go for the other side. Just breathe and feel how this is. Joints and limbs and tendons and muscles. Should feel pretty good. And come back through center. All right, let's get onto all fours for some cats and cows on the floor. Hands and knees. All right, so we're resting on the top of our feet, and the knees are hip distance apart, wrists beneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide, and create as flat a back as you can, like a tabletop. And we're going to do 5 of these. And on the inhale, we're going to reach for cow. So belly is soft, tailbone goes high up into the sky behind you, gaze is forward. And on the exhale, we're going to round for cat. Flow this now with your breath. And all coming to meet in our tabletop flat back. Leaving the left hand where it is, let's take a big breath up with the right-handed arm, touching the sky, up above us, big stretch. And on the exhale, thread that arm in front of the thighs but behind the left arm. All the way until your cheek or temple or both can rest on the mat. Drawing the left arm forward, only as far as it still can feel comfy for your neck and your shoulder, okay? So if it feels like too much, drawing the hand all the way forward, just bring it back a little bit. Breathe. Relax. Coming back on up. Now leave the right hand where it is and take a big breath up with the left. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And exhale it through. And back on. All right, let us turn the right toes under, sending the right leg way behind us, rocking backwards and forwards with the weight, feeling that right leg stretch and open up. Good, and then lift the right leg up into the sky. Now, it doesn't have to be super high, right? Not at all. And then rotating the ankle, and rotating the ankle, and then point it and flex it, and point it and flex it. Good. And then hug it underneath and bring it forward to meet the forehead. And send it back on out to the scalp. And hug it under. Bringing it to the forehead or the nose and out. Exhale, hug it under. Rounding the back and the shoulders here. Inhale it out. Last one. Good. And then lower that right foot down to the earth. And let the toes of that right foot point towards the long end of the mat. And begin to take a balance. A side bend. So we're balancing on the left shin and the knee, the left hand, and opening up the body, twisting the body, the torso open to the right. Good. And come on back down. Let's lift the toes under of the left foot and rock forward and back and forward and back. Playing with weight, shifting weight, stretching out that leg. Just beginning to really waken it up for the day, right? And then pop it up. And point and flex and point and flex. And rotate the ankle. And then hug it underneath, bringing it to the forehead. And extend it out. And again, hugging it underneath. And extending it out. And again. Just warming up the spine, warming up the hips, warming up the legs. Last one. And then lower the foot down. And position yourself, engaging through the core. As we take a nice side, it's like a side plank almost. Opening the body to the left, the torso to the left. Stabilizing through the core, the hand, the shin, and lower down. All right, let's turn the toes under and take it up for down dog. And pedal the legs and feet in your down dog position. Pedaling the legs and feet. And then come up onto the toes, bend the knees a little bit, and push the tailbone high into the sky to draw the chest in towards the thighs. And then straighten up the legs from there. And then keeping that tailbone super high, just lower the heels. Now if the heels don't lower at this point, it's okay. They will as time moves on. You'll be able to get a little bit more stretch in the Achilles tendon potentially. And then perhaps the heels will land. On an exhale, we're going to come into our high plank. Be careful not to drop the hips here, which puts a strain on the lower back. Keep it high. And inhale, take it back to down dog. We're going to do 4 more. Flowing now with your breath. Exhale for the high plank. Inhale for the down dog. 3 to go. Keeping the breath slow, so the movement is slow. It's a lot easier to be mindful in your body when you're taking your time. And then lower the knees down. And then we're going to hug the elbows in towards each other, bringing the chest down towards the earth, okay? Controlling it. Chest and chin land, and then torso lands. Okay? All right. We're going to inhale, keeping the hands beside the chest for a Bhujangasana, cobra. Just a baby cobra, just lifting the chest up, okay? Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, same height. Hug those elbows in. Exhale, lower. This time, if it feels appropriate for you, come up a little higher. And lower. One more at that height. If there's any discomfort in the lower back, you could try widening the legs. You could try really engaging through the quads, pushing the quads down into the earth. And if it still doesn't feel right, don't come up quite as high. Last one, we're going to come all the way up, standing tall in the arms, knees are still on the earth. Right? And then for some, we're just going to pull it back into a version of Balasana. For others, we're going to lift the knees off the earth and hold it in up dog. And then everyone land on the knees, open the knees wide, big toes touch, pull back for Balasana, child's pose. Forehead rests. 3 breaths here. See if you can take a nice deep breath into the chest area. And so imagine that your shoulder blades across your back are like wings. Breathe into your wings as if you're flexing your wings. Imagine like a mother teaching its baby bird how to fly. There's some exercising of the wings, right, to strengthen them. Same thing. Good. And then rock forward. Turn the toes under and walk to the front of your mat. Put a little bend in the legs. Feet hip distance apart, bend the legs and just hang down. We're resting the chest and the belly right on the thighs. So enough bend that you're creating a tabletop to rest your chest and your belly on. Inhale. Flat back, gazing forward. Exhale. Bend in the legs or keep the legs straight. And again, inhale, tabletop. Reach the heart forward, shoulders down your back, gazing forward. Exhale, fold it in and roll up. All the way up. Hands clasping at the top. Inhale, lift super tall through center. Exhale, take the side bend to the right. Inhale, back through center, touching the sky. Exhale, go left. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, twist the torso, opening to a wide T. Arms out to the side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twisting to the other side. Inhale, lift. Last one. And exhale, fold it all the way down. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, bend the legs and take the right leg back. Lower the right knee down towards the earth. Good. And come on up into a lunge. So if you want to place your hands on your thigh, that's fine. If you want to reach them up in a warrior one upper body position, that's great. We're surrendering through the right front thigh, really lengthening as we're drawing the pelvis forward, creating some beautiful length in the body, both length and shortening, right? We're shortening on the left side and lengthening on the right. Drop the right hand down inside that left foot, inside that big toe, and open, twisting to the left. Breathe. Good. Drop both hands down inside. Let the hands be underneath the shoulders and walk that front foot out to the side of the mat. And maybe open and close the knee once or twice, just to make sure that the inner groin muscle isn't stuck there for whatever reason. And again, after that same nice deep lunge here, leaving the right hand where it is. Again, open for a nice big wide twist. Good. Walk the foot back into the center of the mat. Frame the foot with your hands. Back toes turn under. Lift up off the back knee and open for the twist to the left. Hands down each side of the foot. Lift the belly, take the foot back, meet them, the back of your mat down. Bring the right foot forward and through. Lower the left knee to the ground. And come on up, offering the lunge on the other side. Soft shoulders. Okay, left hand comes down, inside. Kind of in line with the left hip here. And open up for the twist to the right. Big expanse through the chest. Breathe deep, filling up the whole diaphragm with air. Good. Walk the foot out to the side. Lunge forward again. Nice deep stretch of that left thigh and up into the left groin. And then again, open for a big wide twist here. Walk the foot back into the center. Take the left toes, turn them under, lift the left knee off the earth. And again, last twist, open to the right. Good, hands down each side of the front foot, lift the belly, take it back for down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees down. Or come straight down, all the way down if you have a nice strong core. Scoot forward and up. And take it back for down dog. All right, let's try and open the thighs and the hips. Taking the right leg up into the sky behind us. So three-legged, right? And then open the right hip up to the right. And open the right thigh. And open the right foot. And open the torso to the right. And then bend the leg and let the foot trail to the other side. Good. And then take it back up to the sky again. And then hug it underneath. Bring it forward. Place it between the hands. Lower the back foot at a 40-45 degree angle. And come on all the way up to Warrior Two. And it's nice to kind of set yourself up here for good alignment and safety and ability to balance and do various things here. So if you let that front foot cut a line from the heel of the front foot all the way back, right through the center of the back foot, you will be in a really nice body alignment here, which is really about safety, nothing to do with aesthetics. Arms in a nice wide T, gazing over the front hand. Warrior Two. And as much surrender as you can find in that front knee, within reason, right? And also maybe the knee a little bit over the ankle, as opposed to being over the toes, which could put a strain, not for everyone, but for a lot of people it could put a strain on the kneecap. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of stretching here. Inhale, straightening up. And on the exhale, we're going to take a side bend to the back of the mat. Soft shoulders. Inhale, lift it on up. Exhale, take a side bend to the front of the mat. Keeping the chest broad and wide here. This is where you can use your block or just place your hand down on the ground. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the back of the mat. And take it up again and bring it to the front. Or you can rest the arm on the side. Inhale it up. And exhale, we're going to make a triangle, Trikonasana. If you're using a block, great. If you're using nothing, great. From a Warrior Two, sweep the torso forward. It's Uttita Trikonasana, which means extended triangle. And then lower the right hand down, creating your triangle. If it's helpful for you to put that right hand on your thigh, that's fine too. In your calf, your shin, that's fine too. On a block on the floor, many options, right? And a big twist through the front body, opening it up to the left. Breathe. Sense and feel. Ground yourself into your body in this moment with this breath. Good. Bend the front leg. Come back to the warrior two position. Turn the feet to be parallel, pointing along the front edge of your mat. And then just turn the left foot out now. So we can go the other side. Arms in the T, gazing over that front hand. Soft shoulders. If you're feeling tension in your neck and your shoulders, give them a little roll, right? A little shoulder roll here. Lifting them up, dropping them down. See if you can find some ease there. Good. And then we're going to go for the side bend to the front of the mat. And side bend to the back of the mat. Going one more each way. Using whatever tool, whatever prop you can find to allow yourself to feel these movements and these postures in your body in a way that is appropriate for you. And now we're going for the Uttita Trikonasana on the other side. Sending the torso all the way to the front of the mat. Lowering the arm down onto whatever feels good for you. Creating a triangle. Bending the front leg. Coming back to the warrior two. Turning the feet parallel. And reaching hands behind our back. Inhale, let's clasp them behind the back. And begin to pull them away and up behind the back. Keep pulling them away. Bring the back down with a flat back. Letting the arms and hands come as over as they will come. And then just to soften there, take a little sway to the upper body. Just gives a nice little softening, which might give you a little bit more opening. Good. And then slowly release. Don't let them fall out. Sometimes it can be too much. And let the hands come down. Now the hands are still kind of under the shoulders. And I want you to find your center of gravity here. There's usually, what happens is we place all the weight in the back of the heels. So I want you to shift your weight forward so that you can say to yourself, well, I'm centered. My center of gravity is right in the middle of the feet. So it's not too far forward in the toes and it's not too laid back in the heels. It's kind of right in the middle. And then create a tabletop flat back, looking forward. And on the exhale, begin to fold down with that flat back. And again, maybe you have a block or a stack of books. Find that center of gravity. Shift the weight either forward or back as needs be. Good, so big pull coming up the glutes, right? Up the hamstrings, behind the knees, feel it all. It feels so good to move the body, to feel these openings and stretchings and workings, right? Feel all 5 toes on each foot, really connecting with the earth. Stretch your toes wide. Feel both the inside of the heel and the outside of the heel and the center of the heel touching the earth. So you're centered on your feet. Inhale, tabletop, flat back. Exhale, bend the right leg. Walk the hands over so they remain under your shoulders. And take a nice lunge over to the right. Now you may have a fairly high lunge, as I do, based on your knees and hips and everything. Or you may have a very low lunge and get all the way down and drop the booty closer down towards the earth. Inhale, center, tabletop, flat back, gazing forward. Exhale, let's go left, bending the left knee. Sliding the whole body over to the left. Good. Inhale, center, tabletop, flat back. Exhale, left hand around the right ankle. Twist to the right with the torso, folding into the right thigh. Right arm can go up in the sky, big open through the shoulder, or wrap it behind the back. Inhale, center. Gazing forward, find your center of gravity here. Exhale, take it over to the left. Twisting and folding in. Inhale, center. This time, turn the whole body around to the right. Big wide stance here. And then fold the chest and the head in towards the knee. Breathe. Nice big stretch. Inhale, come all the way through that big open stance to the left side. Exhale it in, fold it. Inhale all the way to the front, hands on the hips, and with a flat back, draw the core in, come all the way up, stepping to the front of the mat. Hands come together, standing in Tadasana or Samasthiti. Close the eyes and feel yourself grounded here on this spot on the earth where you stand, and own it. Widening through the toes, back of the thumbs touching the sternum. Just breathe. Good. Okay, we're going to do Warrior 3. Okay, so it's a balancing pose. So if you would like to utilize anything in your home that's available, that's close by, for example, the back of a chair, right, could be super helpful. If you're standing on one leg and your arms are off the earth too, you might want to have the back of a chair close at hand, or the back of a couch close at hand, or a door handle. All right, so you can kind of find your way in your own spaces. Let us reach for Warrior 3. So we begin with this, reaching the arms up. Inhale, take them up. Exhale, take them down. Folding forward. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, bend the legs. Take the right leg back, shift the weight all the way forward and onto the left leg, beginning then to be able to raise the right leg up. Choices with arms. You can have them behind your back, in prayer behind your back, alongside the body, out in a T, out towards the front, or maybe in prayer in the front of your body. It doesn't matter where. But it's a flat tabletop back. Bending both legs. Bringing it forward, lifting the arms up. Leg is still up, it's just bent. Reach tall. Raising up if you can. Exhale, lower the foot. Other side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, float. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, bend the legs. Send the left leg back. Shifting the weight. And find the Warrior 3 that makes sense for you in this moment. And release. Let's do one more standing posture. Sorry, I'm just coming forward to look at the time. Okay, let's do tree. Nice, basic tree. Okay, many options. A tree, you have your trunk, right? And then you have your branches. So the trunk of your tree is one leg, okay? Let's say the left leg. You can have your right toes up on the toes, kind of resting next to the left foot. You could put the right toes on the left foot. You could put the right foot inside the left calf. You can put it up inside the thigh, or you could even put it up inside that hip joint and let the knee soften out to the side. It's totally up to you, okay? Just want you to think you're a tree, and then stop thinking and just feel it, okay? So what I like to do is actually step off the mat, because the mat is kind of soft and squishy, and it's very helpful to feel solid ground beneath your feet. And then assume your position. And maybe we begin with the hands in Namaste, feeling the thumbs into the sternum. We want to widen through the left foot there. We don't want to grip the floor, it doesn't help. We want to actually widen the left foot like an elephant foot. And we want to feel roots. Imagine roots growing under your foot, down into the earth, connecting with other roots and the whole ecosystem beneath the surface of the earth. And then at the same time, a tree must reach for the light, reach for the sun in order to thrive. So as we dig deep into the earth on the standing leg, we want to also draw upwards towards the light. And this feels so good because it takes the weight out of the left leg. It lightens the load, so to speak. And push the foot into the leg and push the leg into the foot so you work to the midline of your body. And then you can play around with the arms if you wish. Branches of your tree, right? And then when you're ready, bend both legs, let the feet come to land, and shake the legs out. All right, at your pace, we'll go on the other side. And keep it light, you know, like if you fall out, it's no big deal. Laugh about it, you know, smile. That's how it is in this moment, and it's just a moment, right? Don't get too attached to anything. Just be willing to explore the journey. Enjoy the ride. Or at least be interested in the ride. And very gently, release, shake it out. Let's get down on the earth with my reindeer. All right. So, okay. We're going to have the legs stretched out in front of us, and we're going to keep the feet flexed. So we're pushing the heels away and drawing the toes back towards the body. And the legs are straight out in front of us. So we're going to do a forward bend, Dandasana, and we're going to try and do this with as flat a back as possible. The reason for that is on our devices all the time, you know, whether you're gaming or whether you're on your mobile phone or you're on your iPad or your computer, whatever it is, so much of our time is spent in this position. And this is really not healthy for the back, especially as we age. So we really want to open up the chest and widen through the pecs. So what's happening is all these little muscles and tendons and ligaments, they're getting shortened as we're rounding over. It's very difficult then to get them to re-stretch and lengthen and open. And so that's why I like to do a lot of work rather with a flat back than with a rounded back, okay? That's just the reason why. All right, so we're gonna inhale. Imagine you could lift off the earth, lift up out of your hips, growing your torso tall to the sky, and then with a flat back, keeping the arms alongside the ears, begin to come forward. Now you may not come forward very far. That's okay. As long as you're coming forward, you are doing a forward bend, okay? You may have blocks or books or something beside you. You may want to rest on them. You may want to place them on your sides so that if you can come that far forward, you have something to rest your hand on. And there's a lot of sensation in this forward bend. You may want to pull the flesh out back from behind you, which I should have done a little earlier, right? Because then we're tilting the pelvis forward, which is helpful since we're coming forward. And then we want to just find a place where we can relax here, where we can let go of some tension and relax. So if you're in any discomfort, come up away from your edge a little bit, so you can find a place where the body can soften, you can relax. And if your body is relaxed, then your mind has a better chance of being relaxed too. And the nervous system can downregulate. And then roll it up. So pull the belly back to the spine, let the chin come down to the chest. And it's like stacking the vertebrae as you come up to sitting tall again. Good. Draw the right leg up. Let it fall out to the side. I'm going to do Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose, or chest to thigh pose is what I like to call it. Same thing here. Pull the flesh back behind you. Those of us who have. And growing tall. Inhale, reach it up. Lifting out of those hips. Exhale, we're going to do a gentle twist so we can come over the left leg, right? And then with a flat back and a flexed front foot, we're going to start to come forward. Taking your time. Always asking for a little bit more for a stretch on the exhale than you ever do on the inhale. Because the exhale is the surrendered breath. And if you ask for a little bit more stretch from the body when you're feeling more surrendered, there's less chance that you'll pull too hard, try too hard, and potentially hurt. And come on back up. And swap sides. Shake the leg out if need be. And pick up the other leg, drawing it up and letting it fall out to the side. Move the flesh again. Flexing that front foot, toes to you, heel away from you, and reach up tall. Twist over that front leg, the extended leg, and begin to come down over that leg. You could always take that left hand, if your right leg is extended, you could take your left hand and drop it on the pinky toe side of the right foot. It just helps facilitate a little bit extra torque in the twist. If if that feels helpful. You drawing the chest back and the shoulders away from you, away from the ears, and the back as flat as you can feel it. And slowly come up and shake the legs out. All right. Then we're going to face forward. And we're going to pick up. Let's try sitting in Sukhasana here, and then release the right foot, and with the left hand hold the right foot up in front of you, and then just rock the leg across the body, right across the midline of the body. And then if you can, lift that right foot up even higher, and see if you can bring it up into that hip crease. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. If it's sitting halfway down the thigh, that's fine too. Maybe you can't do any of that. Maybe it's sitting on the left calf. Or maybe it's just sitting right on the earth in front of you. Not a problem. Doesn't matter where it is. Okay? What we're going to do now is we're going to come forward as we did right in the beginning. Again, moving the flesh back and away behind us. And coming forward with a flat back. And taking a few breaths in this forward position. Feeling all the stuff that's going on in the hip. Lots of sensation. Reminder, let it be sensation and not pain. Don't do pain. We modify so that it's appropriate for our body, where our body is in this moment. Drawing it back on up. Take the hands on each side of that right leg, however it's situated. Take a twist to the right and fold over that right leg, flat back. And again, be aware of all the sensation happening in this right hip. If it's too much, pull back from your edge. And come on back up. Gently release. Shake it out. If that feels good. And then try the other side. Rocking the leg back and forth across the midline of the body. Now, this is where you learn to modify, right? So I have this torn meniscus in this knee. And so there's no way that I can bring this foot all the way up here because the bend will be too much. Not inappropriate, right? So in this case, my foot is all the way close to my right knee. And that is the amount of bend that I have in this left knee, as opposed to the complete different amount of bend I have in my right knee. What am I doing? I'm treating myself with loving kindness. I'm being intelligent about my body. I'm giving it what it needs so it can go on serving me, right? As I age. It's very important to develop this loving kindness with your body. It's your temple, and it's got to hold you up for a long time and serve you, and please God it does. But it's not going to happen if you try to push through and allow pain to creep into your practice. So gentle yoga is a lot to do with loving kindness. All right, so we're coming forward on this side, right? With the other side. In my case, it's the left. And we're looking for a forward bend here. And we draw on back up. Offer a little gentle twist over to the left. And same thing, folding over, left side. Breathe, sense and feel. Stay curious, keep the mind open. No judgments or critiques, just a willingness to explore, to notice, to become aware of, and then to choose with that information how you step forward in the next moment. And come on up. Release the legs, shake them out, lean back, move the feet out to the side, let the knees touch, and then just windshield wipe the legs side to side. Oh, it feels so good after you've had a lot of sensation in the hips, right? Okay. We want to do a simple inversion here. We're going to do bridge, just a simple bridge, okay? All right, I hope you guys can see me. So have a block close at hand, or a bolster, or a pillow, cushion, or something. You might want it. You'll know as you go along. So the feet are hip distance apart, and they remain so. And what we're going to do is we're going to push the feet into the ground, stretching the toes wide, and basically lift the pelvis off the earth so that we can get our hands clasped together underneath us and drawing down towards the heels and shifting the weight onto the outer edges of the upper arms. Okay? Now we really want to push down into the feet here, and on every inhale, we want to breathe the pelvis up into the sky. Make sure before you even go up that your neck feels free and clear, because we want the weight on the very center of the back of the head so that the neck can move. So the contraindication for this particular pose, or any inversion for that matter, is that if you have low blood pressure and you're not on medication, you would not want to do this to get upside down in any way. Likewise with high blood pressure. If you have blood pressure issues and you're not on medication, doing inversions can be done, certainly, but better if they're done in a one-on-one, or at least in a live person class. Okay? So I would just steer away from them. Obviously, if you have any strain in your lower back here, there's two things you can do. One, you can move the feet forward to the front of your mat. You can feel that softening in your lower back. You could also widen the legs and feet. That might be helpful. Or you just get out of the pose and you don't do it. Okay? Each inhale, breathing the pelvis up. Remember I said about a block that might be nice? You can always take a block and rest it under the sacrum. Now it's not that you're being lazy here. You're still having the intention and the motivation to be drawing the pelvis up, but you're just getting a little extra help, a little bump of help here, but still doing the work to breathe the pelvis up. And then, if you have this in your practice and you're very familiar with this, you could always bend in one leg and raise it up to the sky, flexing the foot strongly so that the back of the leg's really stretching out to the sky. At this point, your hands could have come apart and be beside you, palms facing down into the earth, and bend it and face it back on the earth. Otherwise, if you're not lifting the legs, just stay where you are with your pelvis up in the sky. Breathe and feel it, sense it. And release. And then shift
the block or whatever you might have put down there, and slowly by slowly, very slowly from the top of the spine, from the cervical spine down through the thoracic spine, begin to lower down to the ground until the lumbar spine hits the earth and you're fully landed. And then on your exhale, offer a pelvic tuck. So that lumbar curve, that natural lumbar curve we have in the spine, on the exhale, draw that down to the earth. And then you're tucking the pelvis and the tailbone's coming up and forward. And the inhale, release it. Now that lumbar curve is there again. Exhale, draw it down to the earth, pelvic tuck. And inhale, release. All right. So for the last pose of the day, what I want to do is, if you have cushions or blocks or a bolster, I'd like you to take that and place it along the spine. I'm thinking about this curvature of the spine. It's becoming such a problem for so many people as we age, and I really want us to work on practices that at home, at any time of the day when we're relaxing or resting, we can help undo some of that damage, if possible. So either you could take a couple of blocks, or you could take a couple of pillows, and what you're looking to do is you're looking to rest your spine along them. Okay? I have a bolster here. This is perfect for doing this posture, but I'm just going to show you on the blocks right now. So you don't put it under your sacrum or under your booty. You're putting it along the spine, okay? And you're laying yourself back down. So you can see that with my head coming off of it and down to the earth, I have lifted my whole chest and diaphragm up to the sky, and my arms and shoulders, gravity's taking them down. And so what you've created is this beautiful arch, right? Arch to the front body, which is stretching, opening, widening, lengthening those parts of the body that we are naturally seem to be shortening as we are rounding forward and hunching over. So we're really countering some of our kind of lifestyle anatomical problems that we seem to be developing. I mean, even our children are growing up with these rounded shoulders. The osteoporosis guys, the bone guys, the chiropractors, they're all quite concerned about how the skeleton is growing, how the body is growing with these lifestyle adaptations that have come about that are literally changing the physique. And we need to counter them for a healthy, balanced body. And that's the whole plan, right? So hopefully you can feel this just from doing it for that little bit, and it's something you might consider doing at home whenever you get a moment where you want to relax. And then let's finish off in Shavasana. So your Shavasana, however it feels best for you, to be laying flat down on the earth, legs and feet wide enough so the feet can naturally fall out to the side, arms out to the side, wide enough so that you can feel air moving up and down the sides of the torso, all the way up until under the armpits. And just close the eyes and relax. And stay here as long as you wish, as much time as you have. This is your space, your time. So enjoy it. And I'll close out by saying my favorite little loving kindness mantra, which I do for myself every day. And then I do it for my loved ones. And then I do it for my friends. And then I do it for my community and my island. And then I do it for planet Earth.
humans on planet Earth. And then I think beyond humans, and I think of all sentient beings on planet Earth. And then I think about ancestors, those who came before, and also those who are yet to come. It's a loving kindness mantra. It's metta meditation, which is Palo for loving kindness. And the idea is if we can just establish a practice of loving kindness in ourselves, it works like a muscle. The more we can practice this, and mantras can be a very useful way to develop a practice of something, the more we do it, the more we're flexing this muscle of loving kindness. And if there's anything that the world needs us so much more of right now, it's loving kindness, right? People, animals, the earth itself, mostly ourselves, right? How critical we are, how judgmental we are. So may you be well. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be peaceful and at ease. Namaste, and thank you for joining me this morning. Please tell your friends and family if you think they may enjoy it. And I hope this is of benefit to you. Happy holidays, and whatever your faith, may you always be surrounded with loving kindness. May you be